Welcome to Gist Dish TV, your ultimate gist corner. Before we go fully into this unfolding situation, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this gist, share it with your friends, and drop your honest opinion in the comment section because this story is emotional, controversial, and already dividing opinions across social media and the entertainment space. This drama involving Sonia, Maurice Sam, Auntie, and now Frederick Leonard has grown beyond what anyone initially imagined. What started as whispers, side comments, and subtle online reactions has slowly transformed into a full-blown conversation about relationships, responsibility, silence, mentorship, and reputation in the movie industry. The moment Frederick Leonard finally decided to speak, everything changed. The energy shifted. The tone became heavier. And suddenly, this was no longer just fans arguing in comment sections. It became a moment of reflection. For a long time, many people watched this situation unfold with mixed emotions. Some were entertained. Some were confused. Some were emotionally invested. And some were genuinely worried about the damage being done to the people involved. Maurice Sam, in particular, has been at the center of this storm. His name kept coming up. His silence became louder than words. While Sonia continued to receive sympathy and Auntie remained a constant subject of speculation, Maurice stayed quiet, focused on work, moving as though nothing serious was happening. To some fans, that silence looked like maturity. They saw a man who refused to be dragged into online chaos, someone who understood that responding to every rumor only fuels it further. In their eyes, Maurice was doing the smart thing by choosing peace, professionalism, and career growth over emotional reactions. They believed that not every issue deserves a public response and that sometimes, silence is a powerful statement. But to others, that same silence felt cold. It felt dismissive. It felt like avoidance. They questioned how someone at the center of such emotional drama could act so detached. They wondered whether Maurice truly understood the weight of what was happening or if he simply believed that everything would eventually blow over on its own. In a situation involving love, trust, and public perception, silence can easily be misinterpreted as indifference, and that is where the problem began to grow. Then Frederick Leonard stepped in, and his involvement added a new layer to the conversation. Frederick is not just any actor. He is respected, experienced, and widely seen as someone who understands both the emotional and professional realities of the industry. When someone like him decides to speak, people listen. Not because he is chasing clout, but because his words carry authority and intention. From Frederick's perspective, this situation had gone too far. It was no longer just about private feelings or personal misunderstandings. It had become a public spectacle that was gradually affecting reputations. He openly acknowledged that Maurice is his junior colleague and that as a senior figure, he could not continue watching quietly while a fellow actor's name was being dragged through controversy after controversy. For him, silence at that point would look like approval or neglect, and he did not want that attached to his conscience. One of the most striking parts of Frederick's message was his emphasis on reputation. In the entertainment industry, reputation is everything. It determines the kind of roles you get, the brands that associate with you, and the trust producers place in you. Frederick made it clear that regardless of whether the drama was intentional or not, the repeated association of Maurice's name with controversy was damaging. And damage, once done, is not always easy to reverse. This is where opinions became sharply divided. Some people praised Frederick for speaking out. They saw his action as true mentorship. To them, this was a senior colleague stepping in to correct, guide, and protect a junior from making long-term mistakes. They argued that when an issue becomes public, addressing it privately alone is no longer enough. A public problem sometimes requires a public voice of reason, especially when fans are already forming narratives. Others, however, felt uncomfortable with Frederick's approach. They questioned whether it was appropriate to address such sensitive matters publicly. In their view, love and relationships should remain private, regardless of how messy things appear online. They worried that even well-intentioned advice, when delivered in public, can add pressure, embarrassment, and further misunderstanding. For them, Frederick should have handled it quietly behind the scenes. Still, Frederick's core message resonated with many. He warned Maurice not to take what he has for granted. He spoke about the danger of assuming stability while neglecting emotional presence. He reminded him that sometimes, people only realize the value of what they have after they lose it. That message struck a nerve because it reflected a reality many people have experienced in their own lives. Sonia's position in all of this has also played a huge role in how fans are reacting. Many people who have worked with her continue to describe her as kind, warm, and accommodating. She is often praised for her humility and emotional intelligence, especially in an industry where ego and status can easily create distance. These testimonies have made fans even more protective of her, and they question whether Maurice truly recognizes her value. Some fans feel Sonia has been left to face public scrutiny and emotional stress alone while Maurice maintains his calm exterior. They ask whether love should look like that. They ask whether being busy with work excuses emotional absence. And they wonder if Maurice's peace is coming at the cost of someone else's emotional well-being. Auntie's role in this drama has also evolved. Observers have noticed that her behavior has changed. The dramatic responses and attention-grabbing moments seem to have reduced. Some interpret this as growth or acceptance, while others believe it confirms that the situation was never as simple as it appeared. In entertainment drama, shifts in behavior often signal deeper developments behind the scenes, even when no words are spoken. What makes this entire situation so compelling is how relatable it is. Beyond the fame, the cameras, and the fan reactions, this is a story about communication and responsibility. It raises questions many people face in their own relationships. When is silence healthy, and when does it become harmful? When should outsiders step in, and when should they stay away? How do you balance career ambition with emotional responsibility? Frederick Leonard's involvement forced everyone to confront these questions. His message was not aggressive, but it was firm. It came from a place of experience, not judgment. Whether people agree with his method or not, his intention was clear. He wanted Maurice to pause, reflect, and take control of the narrative before it spiraled further. Maurice's continued silence after Frederick's message has only intensified the debate. Some believe he is carefully processing everything before responding. Others feel that the time for silence has passed and that action, not words, is now required. In the court of public opinion, inaction often becomes a statement on its own. At the heart of all this is a simple truth. Relationships, whether public or private, require attention. Reputation, once questioned, demands clarity. And silence, while sometimes powerful, is not always protective. This drama has shown how quickly things can escalate when communication breaks down and how important it is to address issues before they grow beyond control. Now the story remains unfinished. Maurice has a choice to make. Whether he speaks, acts, or continues to remain quiet will shape how this narrative ends. Sonia's emotional strength continues to be tested. Auntie's silence invites more questions. And Frederick Leonard has already played his part by saying what many felt but could not say. So now, we turn it over to you. Was Frederick Leonard right to step in publicly, or should he have stayed out of it entirely? Is Maurice Sam's silence a sign of wisdom, or is it costing him something valuable? Do you believe this drama could have been avoided with better communication, or was it inevitable from the start? Drop your honest thoughts in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so now, give this gist a thumbs up, share it with others, and stay tuned because this story is still unfolding, and Gist Dish TV will be here to bring you every update.